You've been going back and forth with yourself about whether or not you should quit vaping. Actually, you haven't been going back and forth with yourself. You already made the decision to quit. Meanwhile, is it in your lap? Is it in your hand right now? Did you literally just hit that vape? Like, I get it. Sometimes it feels like it's your lifeline. It feels like you might just combust if you don't have it next to you. If it's not right there, just to save the day. But at the end of the day, after about like 5 minutes, 60 seconds, 30, 15, depending on who you are, you're gonna need to hit it again. Why? Because it was a temporary fix. Actually, it didn't fix anything at all. It just helped you breathe a little bit, and it just helped you breathe a little, toxicity in your life. What made me decide to quit the habit was life is bigger than me. I am a parent now, and I think about all the reasons of how can I stay on this earth longer to be there for my child, even when my child is an adult. And to do that, you kind of have to play your part, do your job, do what's expected of you. And if I want to live longer, then I can't be inhaling all that BS into my body, should I? And first off, let's talk about how I even started vaping to begin with, because I didn't go out buying vapes. I actually just bought my first vape, February 2025 was the first time I bought a nicotine vape. Let's put it that. That's the first time I bought one. But I started smoking or vaping nicotine from my ex-husband. He is an avid vapor. Has been since I met him while I was in college. Actually, when vaping actually became a thing, we would go to like the vaping bars or whatever and try before you buy, test out the flavors and blow out the O's and all that. Yeah, while we were in California, whenever it was time for him to, I guess, get a new vape, or he felt like the flavor ran out, instead of just throwing it in the trash, and he probably wasn't throwing them in the trash because I heard that they're like disposable, but they're not disposable. Like when you dispose of them, like they're not biodegradable or whatever. Like it's not really good when you throw them away, or they're also not recyclable, whatever. But we were low on cannabis. I was in California, by the way. And I needed something. I needed something right then and there. My Uber weeds was probably right on the way, but I needed something then. So what did I see on the fridge? His vape. And what did I do? Tastes kind of good. Got me a little second toke of it, and the rest is history. I would always just, grab his hand-me-downs whenever he got a new flavor. And sometimes whenever he got a new one, it got to the point where, I'll just save that for another video. How about that? But today I just want to react to some videos about what vaping actually does to our bodies, and I want to share this with you because I actually think that I should have watched something like this when I first decided to quit. So come on. And if you care to hear about all the dumb stuff that I did, or all the ways I let nicotine control my life, and the dumb stuff I was doing just to be able to hit a vape, go ahead, give this video a thumbs up, and I can see about making a video like that in the future. Or, just let me know down below in the comments. I appreciate you. I love you. Let's get to these reaction videos. All right, let's get this thing going. I figure we're just gonna go ahead and start with one of these shorts. This looked interesting. Now, I have not watched any of these. All of these are my first reaction with you guys. Yeah, so let's get into it. Wait, what? Hold up. How do you rewind? Can you rewind shorts? As you can see, I'm much of a long form person. Let me know down below in the comments. Are you a long form or a short form? Long form or short form content watcher? What's your preference?
that old dirty lung mucus, you need a lung detox tea like this. Herbs and mucus so you can cough it out and replenish
this ain't.
with fresh, clean mucus. Packing up a bunch of old dirty mucus sounds gross because it is, but that's what you have to do.
Is this?
Time to clean out your lungs. Here's what gets left behind in mucus.
That was just a product placement like that.
I was at a nightclub in Toronto a few days ago, and I was looking around, and all I saw were girls at this table having a sip of a drink. Vaping is absolute trash for you. The research is quite clear. You're exposing yourself to carcinogens. That whole vaping process is exposing your lungs to massive amounts of chemicals. So it is harming your lungs, and it is only going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. It is not safe. Knock it off. So if you do vape, you're hitting the vape right now, you can throw that shit out in the garbage. Have a stronger mental model.
Vaping closely resembles crack cocaine, as the rate of absorption.
They try to call us crackheads.
Making it highly addictive. Research has shown that vaping causes adverse health effects, including respiratory and cardiovascular problems. Inhalation of aerosolized chemicals can lead to lung inflammation, impaired lung function, and an increased risk of respiratory infections. Additionally, some e-cigarette flavorings and additives such as diacetyl and formaldehyde have been linked to lung disease and cancer. Have been detected in e-liquids as well as in vapors' urine, saliva, and blood. Vaping closely.
Who's urine?
It can result in asthma, which is a really cool thing where your airways constrict, making it hard to breathe. You can get emphysema.
I shouldn't be
your lungs
smiling.
are so damaged, it's hard to take a deep breath. Your lungs can spontaneously collapse. It can permanently affect your brain, causing you to have problems learning new stuff. How awesome. That way you can relax your brain. It can increase your risk of a stroke where you can't move parts of your body like ever. So you will never have to walk or run or even get a job again and retire for good. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, you probably retire because you dead, right?
This is your lungs
Oh
after
my.
just 1 year of vaping, and this is what they should look like. Say hello to breathing necklace designed to control.
All right, this is a drop shipping product, but that is a great 3-second get your gotter, better get your bum dollar. Hold up. Oh shit. Look at them cigarettes. God damn, Granny, slow down. That's inappropriate. Sheesh. God goodness. Oh, and if we doing both? Oh my God. Hey, if you over there thinking, yeah, but the one to the right or the vaping one isn't as bad as the cigarettes one, this is just 30 days after. Like, just 30 days. Freaking car grease.
Shocking risks that could affect your lungs, heart, and even your brain. What makes vaping so dangerous? And could you
Good
use
ammo.
a cigarette? Unfortunately, many don't realize the serious risks hidden beneath the vapor clouds, the hidden dangers of vaping.
Death toll linked to vaping is climbing tonight.
His infected lungs nearly collapsed.
What is this?
Case of a rare vaping-related illness. America has been in the grip of a health scare over e-cigarettes because of a deadly outbreak of what is being called EVALI.
Nicotine raises blood pressure, increases heart rate, and can put serious strain on the heart. Even worse, vaping can damage the lungs. Some users have developed severe respiratory issues, particularly when using products from unreliable sources. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, continues to warn that vaping is especially dangerous for young people. Doctors are still reporting cases of a condition known as E-Valley.
E-Valley?
Or vaping use-associated lung injury. This dangerous illness has been linked to chemicals like vitamin E acetate that are sometimes found in unregulated vape products. E-Valley symptoms include severe coughing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fever, and fatigue. Some cases have resulted in hospitalization and long-term lung damage. May also pose serious risks. Modified or black market vaping products.
Stop vaping. And if you don't know where your vape was manufactured, if it don't have no brand on it, throw that shit away. Throw it away. Because, I mean, like, if you're like me, it's almost been 30 days. I'm on my 4th week, but I don't know. I don't know the damage I've already done.
It's the reality in many countries in 2024. I'm talking about the epidemic of vaping.
A new research
A vape long.
on the health risks of e-cigarettes. The people who vape are exposed to more than 200 chemicals.
Officials say a student was suddenly sickened after vaping.
They can also result in seizures, throat irritation, and nausea, as well as damage to the lungs.
Supporters of vaping say it's helping people stop smoking. To find out the truth about vaping, we actually need to go back in time to when everything was in black and white, food was just a little bit more boring, and cigarettes were healthy.
Manipulation of the media.
History repeats itself.
Our product is fine. I smoke it myself.
As unbelievable as it might seem, between the 1920s and 1950s, tobacco companies in the US actively marketed cigarettes as being good for health, that smoking their cigarettes would relieve the irritation caused by supposedly inferior cigarettes.
Then women started smoking them to lose weight.
In the 1940s, tobacco companies started using doctors themselves as models in their advertising campaigns. Notice that there was no claim that their cigarettes were safe, simply that they were less harmful than others. Sound familiar? By the 1960s, the evidence linking tobacco smoking and lung cancer was undeniable. So the cigarette manufacturers changed their position. Instead of trying to argue that one brand of cigarette was any more or less harmful than another, they started promoting filter cigarettes. The idea was that cigarette filters would prevent the most harmful elements of burning cigarettes from being inhaled by the smoker. This had no scientific backing whatsoever, but was very useful marketing for tobacco companies. What we see here is a pattern in which tobacco companies have consistently used misinformation, misdirection, and diversion tactics in order to keep people smoking. If you need any more evidence of that, here's a bunch of tobacco executives from the US testifying under oath that
I don't believe that nicotine or our products are addictive.
I believe nicotine is not addictive. I believe that nicotine is not addictive. I believe that nicotine is not addictive.
And I too believe that nicotine is not addictive.
what links, if any, exist between the tobacco industry and the vape industry. It's not surprising that tobacco giants don't want to be seen to be openly supporting vape companies, when the general public, particularly young consumers, don't trust tobacco companies. Research from the US shows that when young people didn't know that vapes were produced by tobacco companies, they were more likely to use vapes compared to their peers.
I'm gonna say they like the same thing.
This is a big problem for tobacco
Same companies,
According
sister
to the
companies.
Initiative, a non-profit public health organization in the US, 96% of e-cigarette sales in 2018 were for brands owned by big tobacco firms. In many ways, we're in the same position with vapes now that we were back in the 1940s with cigarettes. The evidence we have at the minute is incomplete at best, but suggests that e-cigarettes are harmful in the short term.
Vaping is kind of amazing.
Oh, let me cover him out
a
real
less
quick.
bad alternative to smoking.
Oh,
It delivers one of
crap.
the most popular drugs in the world, nicotine. It may improve your attention, concentration, memory, reaction time, and endurance. It can reduce anxiety and stress and help you relax and enhance your mood. Nicotine also suppresses hunger, making it easier to maintain or lose weight. And it's simply fun to put a thing in your mouth and get a little kick. Sure, nicotine is one of the most addictive substances we know, but vaping on its own seems kind of okay. So, is it really that bad if you do it? When you pull on a vape, the metal coil heats up and turns the liquid into the vapor you inhale. Vapor sounds kind of nice, harmless and pleasant, but vapes don't produce actual vapor, but a heated mist of aerosol. a warm, sticky substance made out of large molecules and microscopic particles mixed with air. The best thing to compare it to is inhaling warm body spray. When you take a hit, billions of aerosol particles cover your mouth and tongue, making you taste pleasant stuff and enter into your lungs. They reach your alveoli, little air sacs where the breathing happens. Here, the nicotine passes into your bloodstream and is transported into your brain to cause all the pleasant effects. And here, the complications begin. What's actually in your vape? The scary answer is that we don't really know. Studies found that vape liquids can be thousands of very different mixes.
The manufacturers know.
This seems almost unbelievable, but the vaping industry is much less regulated than you'd think. Cinnamaldehyde found in cinnamon oil kills cells and causes genetic damage when inhaled. Benzaldehyde found in almonds or apples has a fruity taste and is common in cherry, berry, chocolate or mint-flavored vapes. As a gas, it irritates the respiratory tract. What's worse is that we don't know what many substances in vape juice do if heated up. The longer you inhale and the hotter the core gets, the more chemicals in the juice change. Molecules merge or break down, creating new compounds with unknown consequences. When propylene glycol and glycerol are heated too much, they decompose and turn into harmful molecules. This can happen when the liquid runs out or the core gets too hot. You'll probably notice this because your vape will taste weird or burnt. If this happens, you should stop right away.
If you've ever still hit your vape and you knew that stuff was dry or it tasted like what he talking about, go ahead, give this video a thumbs up for me, please. Come on, don't be shy.
Nickel can also cause cancer when breathed in. All of these mystery substances also interact with each other in new and exciting ways. In bad ways, we don't know yet.
Like I'm feeling a little.
We don't know exactly how bad vaping is, but the truth is, we simply don't know what will happen in the long term. The first larger-scale study on vaping with non-smokers only started in 2024. It'll take years before we can say anything with confidence. Your lungs are made from very sensitive tissue and were never meant to deal with trillions of aerosols, chemicals, and metals. What goes into your lungs generally stays in them forever, which is why smokers' lungs are dark and dirty. It seems that vaping activates the immune system, which tries to clean up the aerosols. This causes inflammation and fluid seeps into the lungs, while the cells guarding their entry produce extra mucus you have to cough out. Some of them may even die. Vaping also may cause stress all over your body. It may increase your heart rate and blood pressure, lower blood oxygen, or stiffen and clog up your blood vessels. Does this increase your risk of strokes, heart diseases, lung diseases?
Again, we don't know.
Again, we don't know. Maybe it causes damage, but something else will kill you before vaping does. Maybe it will make you sick. But all we have right now is maybe. We're conducting one of the largest medical...
Are you willing to bank on maybe? I'm not willing to bank on maybe.
All right, so if you've decided to stop vaping or quit nicotine, stop smoking, stay in this. You got this. The hardest part is rewiring your mind, not just your body. Did life get easier? No. I will say the habitual habit of, that mouth fixation of that habit of always having the vape in my hand, ready to go, is broken. But the cravings, I won't lie to you, the cravings are still there. On my worst days, I'm like, bruh, I need it. I need it now. Does it get to the point where I'm like, let's go buy one because I need it now? No. You just have to suffer in the pain and know that it's important to feel how you're feeling. It's important to embrace the pain so that you can grow from it. And I will say on day 20-something of not vaping, almost reaching a month, like this week alone, life got very stressful for me. If you've been following my non-vaping journey this year in 2025, this is the third try. If you've been following this journey, a little bit of what I've been going through, financially, not liking my job, stress vaping just because of life. And no, it didn't get easier. It, in fact, felt like it got more stressful. I ended up not going to work, Wednesday of this week? It's Friday. I just couldn't. Most importantly, it's important to celebrate your small wins. I want to share my small wins with you. I've been around my parents, been around, my mom, who at times makes me anxious and wanted to smoke in front of me. Thank God I didn't have a lighter in my car, but I still did not fold around the people or the social groups that, right now I don't have any friends, so like my social group is my parents. Weird, huh? Part of growing up. Anyway, I didn't smoke. Did the craving come? A little bit, like smelling it. It was just like, but then I can walk in another direction. I can take, I don't have to be around it. So again, if you're on the journey of not vaping, not smoking, not putting nicotine in your body, you got this. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other every day. One step at a time, one day at a time, one breath at a time. You got this. I'm just about to reach 30 days. You can make it 3. Challenge accepted. All right, let's go. I'm sending you the greatest love. I know you got this. I believe in you. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.